Hi, welcome to this latest episode of CIO Leadership Live. I'm David Binning, Associate Editor with CIO, and we're very pleased to have with us for this episode Juan Perez, who's the CIO, the global CIO for Salesforce.com. Juan, welcome to CIO Leadership Live.
Hello, David. It's truly an honor and a pleasure to be here with you.
So the pleasure is all ours. So look, let's get into it. You've had a fairly interesting career in that you've not been at Salesforce for all that long, but prior to that, you spent over 30 years at logistics and delivery company UPS. 7 years there as their sort of head of tech and CIO. What have you? Let's start get the ball rolling, talking about what you took from that role, and how you're kind of applying that to this new role at Salesforce, relatively new role at Salesforce.
Absolutely, David. Thanks, and thanks for that question. I did spend 32 years with UPS. I had a remarkable career. UPS is a very large logistics company, a Fortune 50 company that is truly dependent on technology. And the IT organization plays a key role in supporting the business in all aspects of the business, from delivering packages to flying aircraft, to making sure that the facilities run efficiently, to ultimately having a fleet that is sustainable and effective in providing service to our customers. And what I learned in the roles that I played over the years, and certainly in the role of CIO and engineering officer for the company, was the important role that technology plays in making our business better. And the important role that the CIOs have these days in terms of not only managing technology, but really being strategic partners in supporting the business needs. All of those lessons that I learned over the years at UPS, now I have an opportunity to apply them here at Salesforce. I retired from UPS and decided to come and join this great organization that I represent with you today. My role as CIO has expanded in the last few months that I've been with the company. I've been with Salesforce for about a year. And of course, there are many new things to learn when you take a role as CIO for a company like Salesforce. But there are many things that I learned in my experience before that are definitely applicable and that are here at the right time for our company. A lot of it has to do with how to manage technology at scale. A lot of it has to do with how do you implement technology to support the future needs of the organization, and how do you support internal technologies to make the business more efficient. I did make a living for many years at UPS of finding ways in which the company could be efficient. And I'm taking many of those lessons learned, again, using technology and applying them here at Salesforce so I can help the organization with its current strategies and need for efficiency, profitable growth, and of course, scalability as we continue to grow.
Yeah, sure. I mean, of course, you've gone from one massive organization to another massive organization. Total staff of around 72,000, as I understand it, at Salesforce. You've got a team of 3,100. Talk me through. So you're mentioning, you've touched on that kind of importance of having the technology function, ever more closely aligned with the business objectives of the company. Talk me through some, recent examples of what you're sort of working on with your, perhaps not all of your team, but your core team. What are some of the projects that you're kind of working on at the moment that you are sort of finding that you're, communicating quite closely with the executive about?
Absolutely, David. Really, you made me remember one of the key messages that I share with my team constantly, and that is that we collectively in IT need to be business intimate. We have to understand our business. We have to be students of our business. We need to understand how the business operates so that then we can support the business with its technology needs. And at Salesforce, I have seen just such an incredible need for IT these days. And of course, the need for great alignment between IT and the business strategy. Salesforce today is really focused on a few key things that are critical to the success of the company in the future. Let me start with that, right? We want to continue to drive profitable growth. We want to continue to support great products that can make our customers widely successful. The company has at its core this view that we are driven towards customer success. Got to continue to do that really well. We also want to create a great environment for our employees, and we want to make the place where people work, a place where they can be productive and efficient and enjoy the work they do. When you look at all those things that we're trying to accomplish as an organization, IT, of course, plays a key role in supporting all of them. And some of the projects that we're working on right now that are really exciting to me, we are implementing new human resources management capabilities, new technologies that will support the organization in the way that we manage all things human resources. We're also going through the difficult but important task of implementing a new ERP solution for the organization. And interestingly, one of the most fascinating things that I have learned here in the time that I've been with the company is how critical it is for Salesforce to be Salesforce on Salesforce. What does that mean? Well, making sure that we use Salesforce solutions inside of our organization. I'm a big user of Salesforce technology. And what that means is that I also have the responsibility of keeping up with the new solutions that Salesforce is bringing to market. I'm proud of indicating to our customers that we are customer zero within my own IT organization, because we get a chance to taste, try, test, use Salesforce technology that then informs our business on how it can be better for our business. And we're working on a number of initiatives in that area that will continue to help our company better, run well, and of course, inform our product groups so that they can continue to sell great products to our customers.
And you're doing quite a lot of work with AI and automation at the moment. I mean, it goes without saying that Salesforce is very much a data-driven organization, like most SaaS organizations. You would probably agree. So, what specifically are you doing with AI and automation at the moment? Really interested to hear more about that.
Look, I'm fortunate to work in a company that has placed a lot of emphasis on having technologies that support automation and simplification of processes and work. MuleSoft, for example, has just great capabilities that support automation in many different types of business processes. We're no different than our customers who are looking for ways to improve our internal processes and automate more. So we're using those types of technologies to automate a number of internal processes so that we can find efficiencies in the way that we do work. In the area of AI, obviously, Salesforce is really into AI. It's been in there for a long, long time with some of the solutions that have been built into our core products. With things such as ChatGPT, we're also now finding some new opportunities for us to create new products that will support the use of those technologies in enabling our customers to do some really cool things in the way they support their own businesses. Internally, we're looking also at using solutions like ChatGPT to be able to better use data to position, to our sales teams, for example, how they can better position deals. We are looking at the use of ChatGPT also in terms of how we can provide better support to our customers when they have to interact and work with our support teams. And of course, there are so many different things internally in the way that we manage our business in the areas of HR, the areas of finance, where technologies like that can provide more insights to our teams so that they can ultimately drive better decisions for our company. And you said something that I think it's really important. We are a data-driven company. At the end of the day, we're in the business of data, right? And for me, as the CIO of the company, one of the huge missions that I have in front of me with the data and analytics team, that's part of my CIO organization, about mining our data and ultimately using that data to provide value to our business. So excited about what we're doing now, but also very excited about what we're going to be doing in the future as well. Sure.
And I understand you're also in the process of rolling out a new ERP system. Can you talk about that?
Yes, we, as our company continues to grow, it's really important that we have the right technology solutions to support that growth. And one of those areas in which we have found definitely a need to support efficiency in our finance and accounting processes, but as well as having solutions that can scale as the company grows, is ensuring that we have an ERP that is scalable and in a position to really support our needs in the future. But those are big projects. They're difficult projects, but your CIO audience, I know many of them have gone through these big implementations. For us at Salesforce, it's important that we keep up, just like any other company.
Yeah.
And we need to support projects like that.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Something that you mentioned last time we connected, that I mean, obviously in CIOs, we like to think that we're at the vanguard of reporting on this trend. I mean, the role of the CIO has changed so profoundly in the last couple of years. I mean, principally since COVID, but there probably would have been a similar sort of trajectory of change without the pandemic. But I get the feeling that you kind of feel that even more acutely at such a large organization, and also a technology organization, being a CEO at a technology organization, sensing, that senior technology leader role, changing. I was wondering if you
Yes.
maybe want to expand on that too.
Absolutely, David. I reflect back when I first became a CIO many years ago, and the role of the CIO, and what were my responsibilities then to what I see the responsibilities being now. Yeah, I still maintain my core responsibilities that I had then in terms of making sure that our systems were stable, that we were focused on information security, that we developed the right talent within the IT organization to support the company's needs, that we continue to deploy technology to support the business and to align our business technology with our company strategy. None of those things have gone away. But what I have noticed in the role of the CIO is that, CIOs are becoming strategic advisors to the management team in the organization. CIOs are becoming loud voices and clear voices on how technology can solve serious business problems in front of the board. CIOs are taking board seats as well, in which through which they are providing leadership on how to develop the right IT transformation initiatives, digital strategies to support companies as they continue to face difficult problems. And CIOs are also becoming more and more the source of not only strategic advice, but also great talent. Because what I have seen also is the CIO, the groups that the CIOs lead have just such a diverse and capable group of individuals managing and driving technology, where these individuals can play many different roles in the company, and IT organizations are becoming a great source of talent for other parts of the business. So it's exciting, in my view, to be a CIO today. Quite frankly, I always thought that the job was a really impactful and influential role, but today, I believe more than ever before, I see CIOs taking on not only the typical roles of IT management, but also roles of advisors to the CEO, roles of talent development, making sure that there are good digital strategies for the companies that they lead and support, and of course, great users of data so that the company can use data to derive better insights.
Yeah, so there's definitely like a sort of rapid maturing, I think, at the sort of higher echelons of tech leadership. And presumably that also includes the ability for CIOs and other tech leaders to know when not to talk about technology, when maybe technology and digital isn't, the solution. Are you finding that as well?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why, David, when you ask that question, I reflect on roles that CIOs play today that are not always just purely technology driven. You have CIOs, like in my case, I'm responsible for the Office of Transformation at Salesforce.
Yep.
Of course, there's a technology play there, but most of the work that's being done as it relates to business transformation is connected with how we run the business, supported by technology. CIOs run business units today. You have CIOs who have the responsibility of running IT, but they also have a P&L specific to a product or specific to a business unit. You have CIOs who run global business services units. So not everything is technology related, but one of the things that I think is really cool about this job is that you get to think about business problems in many different ways. Of course, you want to solve them with the technologies that you support, but you also have to think about the core business problems that you need to solve and what is the best solution for them.
Yeah. And also, we can't, as has been discussed, we don't often have CIOs of major vendors on CIO Leadership Live, or indeed even on, CIO.com fairly rarely. But it is an interesting position that you've found yourself in, and that you mentioned earlier that Salesforce is a fairly avid user of Salesforce technology, so pretty easy sell there. But so what have been your sort of observations and experiences, particularly in terms of, I'd be interested to understand the extent to which you're involved in product development and the extent to which you're involved in actually interacting with Salesforce customers.
Yeah, that's a great question. I will tell you that I always felt a connection with customers. When I was at UPS, I took my role as a sponsor of a number of customer accounts very seriously, David. And I used to say all the time that whenever a customer called, I would drop anything to take care of my customers. And I thought that was pretty cool to do. Now, being here at Salesforce, being a company that truly is customer success driven, the notion of customer interaction and customer engagement is really at a completely different level. And in the time that I've been with the company, roughly, it's going to be a year here soon. In about a year, I have met with so many of our customers, CIOs primarily, but also customers, with different positions, different roles in their organizations. And I have found it incredibly valuable. One, because they want to know, of course, how I lead Salesforce on Salesforce, right? They want to know how Salesforce is using Salesforce technology to solve our own problems. But they also want to share with me their business problems. They want to share with me, what challenges they're facing, because they're looking for trusted partners like Salesforce to help them solve their problems. And to me, that's been fascinating. I have learned so much about our customers' needs, which, by the way, informs me also how I should be approaching problems of my own. It's really a great thing to do. And I encourage all the CIOs that are listening to this session today and who read your magazine to really take seriously this whole notion of customer success, customer interactions, customer contact. It's a great opportunity to learn about how your products and services are having an influence and an impact in your customers.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because you're saying that you're taking many of your learnings and observations from being involved with the product development team, and then applying that internally in your capacity as global CIO. What are some examples of some of the insights that you've taken from that one scenario, which is unusual for CIOs, and applying it in your sort of broader, global head of tech role?
Probably it is very interesting, David. I smile because a new version of our Salesforce, a Sales Cloud solution inside of Salesforce, and we decided to use our own professional services to support the implementation. So think about system integrators that any CIO would use to help them implement a solution in their business. Well, for me, my system integrator is a Salesforce professional services team. And what a great front seat view I have as to how even our professional services engages with customers in supporting implementations. And it's informing me on things that we can do better as we position really, really interesting. It's good to use Salesforce capabilities to implement our own technology, because again, it gives me this front row seat towards how things work in front of our customers, and gives us this virtuous cycle of constantly improving how we communicate, engage, and support our customers.
It's fascinating. Would you like virtuous cycles? Juan Perez, CIO of Salesforce, thanks so much for joining us on CIO Leadership Live, and we look forward to following your journey throughout this year and beyond.
Well, David, first of all, I certainly commend you for doing this. The one thing I didn't tell you is that I really believe, not because I'm one, but just because I truly believe the CIO job is a difficult job. And I think one of the things that's really critical is to use all kinds of resources, certainly resources like what you do here, to continue to learn from the experiences that CIOs are having in their industries, in their companies, so we can all collectively get better and continue to support our businesses better. So thank you for doing what you're doing.
I certainly could not have put that better myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you.